Hello everybody, it's 2019. Welcome back to Cape Rugby TV. We're now going into our 9th season. Can you believe that's it? 9 years of Cape Rugby TV, having started out the origins of Cape Town TV, moved on to DSTV, moved to 16:9, which is your big screen now, and still looking after Western Province Club Rugby. It's fantastic to be back, and we're looking forward to a powerful, great 2019 rugby season. It's jam-packed with Stormers Rugby, Club Rugby, the Gold Cup. There's of course Sevens Rugby at the end of the year, possibly even before the season, and lots of rugby action. Of course, big thanks to our sponsors that have stayed on board with Cape Rugby TV. Score Energy Drinks. Score, of course, as we know, is an official partner to the West Province Club Rugby Sevens. There you see the logo behind me there. Of course, also support many of the clubs in Western Province Rugby. Dulux Maitland at number 30 Coburg Road. You've got to get down there for all your paint supplies. And of course, MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. Let me introduce you to my panel this evening. Well, panel co-host Jerome Parvat. And Jerome, welcome back.
Yeah, JP, thanks. First time for the year, and I just trust and I hope that the clubs are ready for a great season, and also wishing them well. Everybody in club rugby, the management, everybody that's involved. I think it's going to be exciting this year, and I also think like every year you must look forward to a better season and to do things different that didn't work for you last year. And one thing that this year there's water in Cape Town, so hopefully we'll see lots of friendlies in Cape Town also this year. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You know, last year this time no games. Everybody was travelling to the Boerland and the West Coast and the Overberg for friendlies. Do you think that the guys are? I mean, we're going to look at some of the preparation that the teams are, but a lot of the teams are already busy with pre-season training.
Yeah, teams are quite busy. Especially the Varsity Cup guys has been busy. Yeah. They've only stopped for 2 weeks and they've been busy. And a lot of clubs have started this week. So I think that. Also, strange enough, last year the clubs actually, it seems to me that they played more rugby, friendly games in pre-season, because it was almost like fun for them to go travel, the fans travel with, everybody travel with. Yeah. So hopefully they can do, like I say, they can do one week in the Boerland, 1 week in Cape Town.
Well, it seemed to be working for everybody. They enjoyed doing it. Certainly the other districts liked it, the Boerland guys, and already that we see some competitions happening up there. I know there's a competition in Saldanha later in the year. But there's also quite a few competitions that are coming up this year. There's something big happening in the Helderberg called the Giant 8. We know that there's the Hamadias 10. Folks, we're going to take a look at some of the fixtures that we've so far have put together on the calendar. We're going to take a look at that a little bit later. But coming up in the show tonight, we're going to be catching up with Durban. They're, of course, busy with their pre-season training, getting ready for the Gold Cup. We'll take a look at what they're up to there, and we'll speak to some of the players. Union Mill also in action already. We managed to get out there and see what they're up to. We'll speak to Ishmael Dolly and Monty Dumont and the guys that are furiously preparing for the 2019 season. We know that they had a great season for 2018. And then we'll of course catch up with the DHL Stormers. We know that they are getting the ball rolling shortly. I think friendlies coming up against False Bay, one of their local clubs, of course. And then the Cape Town Stadium match will also kick off, and I believe they're playing against the Bulls. We'll take a look at some of those fixtures a little bit later. But Jerome, we're talking now, before we move on to the Durban, Union Mill and those guys, one of the things that's been rolling out for a while now is, of course, the Varsity Cup and, of course, the Varsity Shield. We've got 3 teams in the Varsity Cup: Marties, UCT, and UWC, and CPUT playing in the Varsity Shield. You've been involved with UWC. How's their preparation going?
They went for a camp last Friday till Monday, so I helped them a bit there at the camp. It's very hot, but the guys are looking in good shape, and you can see that a lot of them actually worked the off season, and then I know UCT, when UWC left, they arrived at the camp, so they currently at camp. Marty's last week also, they went to George, to their camp. So the guys are busy. And
who's coaching at UWC this year?
The head coach is Chester Williams
again.
And then Bola Conradi and Lionel Langenhoven is his assistant coaches. So it's sort of the same coaches, and I mean they've been together for 3 years. So hopefully.
And Stellenbosch and UCT, same coaches?
Stellenbosch, same coaches. Harvey's and Norman Jordan is busy there. And at UCT is the same coach as Essie, is still the head coach. Yeah. Only change in coaching staff is at CPUT, where Ricky Peterson take over there. So he's the head coach, and they've been quite busy also. And hopefully, in the near future, we'll see 4 teams in the Varsity Cup.
Yeah, well, then the CPUT, of course, going to have to do quite well. But let's get the ball rolling. As we mentioned earlier on, folks, Durban getting ready for the Gold Cup and their preparation. We'll take a look at the Gold Cup fixtures at least the fixtures haven't been released yet, but we know who the teams are. We'll take a look at that in a second. But let's catch up now with the guys from Durban in their pre-season practice session. Right, there we go, folks. Of course, Durban busy with their practice session. Jerome, what we're seeing there is still a lot of conditioning stuff, a lot of flexibility, mobility, working on speed training. At which stage will the guys start getting into sort of, what do you call it, not kopper stamp, but game practice?
Yeah, look, your first week is also is like just your non-contact stuff. But as I look at that, guys, they look quite well. They look fit. They look ready. So a team like that can actually, I would say, next week start with slowly bringing the sort of semi-contact, bringing the tackle bags, and bringing in the seals to prepare the body. But they look well conditioned, so it depends on your squad and how they look, because otherwise you're going to get guys injured. But and also they don't have a lot of time, so they have to start I would say next week with sort of the semi-contact stuff to bring it in, and they're gonna be, I think, before the end of this month, they're gonna start with friendly games. So your body needs to adapt and needs to be ready. So I think they will start by next week. They will start with their sort of almost like a sort of a mini copper stomp.
Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to take a look at the Durban pre-season friendlies, as well as some of the teams that they're playing against in the Gold Cup in a second or so, and we'll do a couple of interviews there with some of the players. But before we do that, let's take an ad break, and we'll see you in a sec. Right, there we go, folks. Welcome back. Cape Rugby TV. Remember, you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. All you need to do is keep your mobile phone handy. 33090 33090. You can win yourself a full case of Score energy drinks. So we'll go to that in a minute or so, and I'll give you the number that you can SMS. Jerome, Durban will be up against UCT in their first friendly. That's on the 22nd of January, and then against Marties. This is probably a good choice for them to play against these two teams that are also now preparing for Varsity Cup.
Yeah, it's good. It's good preparation for both of them, for UCT and for Durban, and for Marties and for Durban. It's actually quality opposition. I don't think in the Varsity Cup, in the cup that Durban is going to play in the Gold Cup, their competition won't be as strong as those sides.
So they get some
so
really
it's good for them to see where they are. So it will be good preparation for them. Yeah.
Well, we did manage to speak to one of the players from Durban, the front row player, Jan Ras van der Linden. Let's hear what he has to say.
Ja, die ouens is committed. Ek moet sê, ek kan sien die man het gewerk in die vakansie van hulle. Maar ons moet speel oor 2 weke ons eerste warm-up games, ons moet reg wees vir die Gold Cup. Ja, nee, definitief. Ek moet sê die manne is losser en goed wat ons gedoen wat ons nog nooit gedoen het nie. Maar ons kon dit op die veld ook voel, dit ons baie gehelp. So ja. Ja, 'n bietjie meer aandag aan elke ou en ek dink jy leer ook 'n paar ouens ken met wie jy nie altyd mee meng nie, so die span leer mekaar beter ken, so ek dink dit is 'n goeie ding. Ja, is glad nie weird, ek moet sê ons in laas jaar die tyd mekaar nie regtig geken nie en ek kan sien die manne ken mekaar, so ons is klaar stappie bo laas jaar om ons mekaar al beter ken en vertrou. Yes, dit was nie ons mikpuntie, maar ons het dit vroeër bereik, so ek sien uit wat hierdie jaar gaan gebeur. Ek dink ons kan net vorentoe gaan. Ek sal so sê, soos ek sê, na die Gold Cup moet ons in elk geval weer voorberei. Ons wil weer Gold Cup toe gaan, so ons moet nie gaan slap lê nie. So ons moet nog baie werk wat voor lê na die Gold Cup.
Jerome, it of course looks like the players are amped. We had some of the Durban guys in here in the studio doing the captain's table over the last few days, and we spoke to them before as well when they were pre-season last year. It looks like all the players are really enjoying their rugby at Durban at the moment. Of course, after playing at Newlands, and then you know coming in, their mind was already on 2019 and the Gold Cup.
Yeah, JP, it all comes down to coaching, and I know Johan is very organized and is everything is to the T.
Yeah.
So if the coach is organized, the players enjoy that, and they have fun, and they know exactly what they're going to do at the training session. So, and that's one plus for Durban getting Johan there. He's not to say that I mean Bobby left because he went to he got another position, but. Johan is very organized and the players like it, and as the Jan was saying now, there's a lot of new guys, but slowly but surely they get to know each other, and that's also very important. And I think they're gonna have a great season. And one thing that's in their favor also is regarding our club season going on for so long. The guys up north, they stop before August.
So
end of July they stop.
Yeah,
so our guys must always be competitive in the Gold Cup.
Yeah, I suppose it's something that people forget about is that up in the rest of the country, the clubs are not that active yet, and haven't been active for a while, so they've got a bit of a challenge.
And that, and also the competition. I mean, our club rugby is very strong, and as I say, they go on for longer.
Yeah.
And the guys are much more conditioned here than any other province.
All right, we did manage to catch up with the Durban fly-off, Angus Cleophas. Let's hear what he has to say, and then we're going to have a chat about the fact that Johan has to cut his squad down from 50 to 30.
Kijk, ja, lekker om terug te zijn op die veld. Eerstens, ons het 'n goeie off-season gehad op ons eie, so elke moet op sy eie maar hard gewerk het. Daar is nou meer soos ketchup, jy moet nou inval en gaan nou volle deur want ons is nou 3 weke as ons eerste game in, so lyk om terug te 'n paar nuwe gesigte wat ons gejoin het, so ons bly om hulle te hê by ons en ja, so uit vir die seisoen. Kyk, dit help vir ons baie, as ons gesien het die seisoen het vir ons gehelp, want nie almal kom altyd by die gym uit toe, so as ons daarom 1 sessie 'n week kan hê saam met Barry by die CrossFit, dan doen ons vir ons goed, so ons geniet dit, ons werk hard in die gym by die CrossFit in elk geval ook, so maar dit gaan net oor die gym, dit gaan oor die veld ook, as die commitment hier so is, dan dink ek gaan ons 'n jaar lekker job. Ja, is lekker om 'n groot groep te hê, maar as 'n bietjie vir elke speler is daar 'n bietjie druk. So dat kan nie meer slaap nie, jy moet 'n bietjie hard werk en jy moet vir die coaches wys, want ek bedoel almal wil die span haal, maar kan net 30 in die groep wees, so ja, elke ou wil sy beste gee, so ja, is lekker, maar is ook lekker om saam te werk in 'n kleiner groepie. Is lekker om nuwe ouens te leer ken en hulle vir jou te leer ken, so ja, so uit vir die jaar wat ons voor lê. Kyk, as die doelwit is om wat ons gestel het is ons wil die Gold Cup wen. So obviously dit is onmoontlik, so as ons eerste doelwit is om die Gold Cup te wen. En die toer enetjie is om definitief ons wil nie net in die liga wees, ons wil die liga ook wen van jaar, so dit is aim, ons wil die Gold Cup wen, liga wen, maar ons wil ook weer kwalify vir volgende jaar se Gold Cup. Ja, een ding is lekker om as ek ouens het wat jou afrig, ek bedoel ons het 'n paar nuwe ouens ook bygekry in die coaching staff, so ons sien uit om saam met hulle te werk, maar die ou manne wat hier is, altyd lekker om hulle gesigte te sien na so 'n lang vakansie en ja, ons sien uit om hard te werk saam met hulle en dan hopelik kan ons die liga vir hulle wen en ook die Gold Cup vir hulle wen.
Big ambitions there, talking about winning the Gold Cup and then going on to win the league. Jerome, do you think Durban can beat Marty's?
Is that a tough question?
It's a trick question. Well, we saw UCT do it last year. That was, I think, Marty's only loss. But anyway,
I think at this stage, because they are still looking at combinations. The same with Marty's.
Yeah.
Pre-season games, it's not about winning, but it's still to be competitive. But I think the coach just want to get to his combinations. I think both the coaches. And they don't want to give too many things away by picking their sort of stronger side. They mix and match. So
well, let's see what he has to say. We did manage to speak to Johan Kortzer. Let's see what he has to say, and then we'll discuss this matter of having to cut the squad down from 50 to 30.
Ja, ons het 'n goeie 6 weke gespandeer saam met die manne einde laas jaar. Ons het ook vir hulle almal programme gegee wat hulle gevolg het oor Desember, so ons vertrou hulle. So ons is in 'n redelike goeie shape op die stadium. Ja, so wat ons gedoen het, ons het 'n redelike groot groep. So die een helfte van die groep is in die gym vanaand en die ander helfte is op die veld en dan môre aand ry hulle om en dan donderdag aand almal saam op die veld. So ons doen dit om net baie maksimum aandag aan almal te kan gee en sodat almal die beste moontlike exposure kan kry. Ons het baie gekonsentreer op ons eie spelers tot op hierdie stadium. Daar is nuwe manne, hulle is almal baie welkom. Ons voel wel dat die ouens wat ons gekry het daar verdien die kans om in die Gold Cup te speel. So ja, is 'n mengsel van spelers. Maar ek dink ons is in 'n goeie posisie op hierdie stadium. Ons sal reg wees. Ek dink die Gold Cup gee vir hierdie manne 'n wonderlike geleentheid om hulle talente tentoon te stel. Ek dink dit gaan 'n uitdaging wees om direk vanaf die Gold Cup binne in die SLA in te gaan. Ons het ons planne in plek gesit daarvoor. Ons wil graag met dieselfde span aanbeweeg deur die loop van die jaar, so kontinuïteit hê wat dit aanbetref. Maar nee, wat ons sien uit daarna, hierdie manne is hier vir die rugby. En ons as bestuur en afrigters wil die beste moontlike rugbyprogram op die veld sit vir hulle. En ek dink ons gaan daar wees.
Johan Kortzer is, of course, head coach at Durban. Jerome, his challenge now is to take his squad, and you obviously have done this many times where you take a big squad and you have to cut it down, but he's working with 50 guys at the moment, which is a great thing because 50 guys means that he's also going to have his opportunity to go into, as he was saying, from the Gold Cup straight into the league. But what will he be looking at now to cut from 50 down to 30?
Yeah, firstly, I think JP that he's on the right track. As he was saying, there's the half of the guys are in the gym, doing work in the gym, and then the rest of the guys are on the field. So if it's 50, maybe 25 in the gym, 25 in the field. So he can have a lot of attention to detail with that smaller group that's on the field, and then the same with the guys in the gym. So I think a lot of coaches can almost sort of try and do the same what he's busy doing, because how many times you get to a club and you see there's 60 guys running, but only 20 of them are actually working
How does he
hard.
choose now? How does he go about to select his players that are going to start for him in the Gold Cup?
Yeah, as he said that he actually wants to reward the guys that got him to the Gold Cup, so that will be his first choice. But also all the new guys coming in will put these guys under pressure, and that's why he will play these friendly games to put the guys under pressure. So he needs to cut, because you can't work for the rest of the season with 50 guys. So they will cut after, I think maybe after the Marty's game, they will cut and get to their final 30.
Yeah.
So that everybody at least had a fair chance to prove to the coaches what they can do.
They've got a new backline coach there, Warren Peterson. He moves across from the Marty's. Durban had a great season 2019, obviously by the fact that they're in the Gold Cup, and they also ended up playing at Newlands last year. What do you think Warren Peterson will bring to the game?
Yeah, look, Warren he's still young, but a lot of experience. He's been coaching for a while, and I mean he's been at Marty's for quite a while. So he'll bring all that experience working on the Harveys with Baxter. He'll bring all that experience to Durban, and he, I mean, as an ex-player, he was also a good rugby player. So I think he's got a lot of experience bringing it into Durban. I don't know what happened to the other coach who was there, but it's a good asset for Durban to have a guy like him.
Yeah. Right, folks, a little bit later in the show, or after the break at least, we'll be taking a look at what's happening with Union Mill. Ishmael Dolly and Monty Dumont and the guys are also preparing on that side. And later on, we'll be catching up with the DHL Stormers at one of their training sessions. We'll be speaking to Sikumbuse Nochi, Springbok and the DHL Stormers players, as well as Springbok and DHL Stormers front ranker Wilco Low. So stick around, make sure you don't miss those interviews, and of course the DHL Stormers training session. Now, if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, all right, Score, then all you need to do is SMS the word Score to 33090. 33090. Remember, terms and conditions, of course, apply. Congratulations to last week's winner, Michael Adams. Michael, you walk away with a case of Score energy drinks. So one of the guys from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you, and you can collect your case. I think it's 24 in a case, so you can collect that at the Cape Rugby studios. Right, folks, we'll take an ad break, and when we come back from the break, we'll catch up with Ishmael Dolly and the boys at Union Mill. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV, as we said earlier on. It's 9 years. We're having a very relaxed show as we get back into the swing of things. Love the fact that Dulux Maitland on 30 Kubrick Road is still with us here at the Cape Rugby. Remember, you can get in touch with us if you're a small business owner and you want to reach an enormous volume of people in the Western Cape at possibly the lowest rates. So low rates, high reach. Then get hold of us here at Cape Rugby TV. You can email us to info@caperugbytv. Email us to caperugbytv@gmail.com if you want to get involved with the show. Really, really great to reach local business, drive your sales, and increase your awareness. And we've got some fantastic deals for local business. Jerome, Union Mill have been making a name for themselves in the last 4 years. They went from Super League B, and we couldn't quite get Ishmael Dolly to commit to Super League A, but eventually he ended up doing really well in Super League B, and they're now in Super League A, and they've had, I think, 3 years here now, and they're really just going from strength to strength.
Yeah, I mean, we know in the beginning he said that he's not ready. So I think he knew what he was doing, because once he was ready, he never looked back. So it just shows, JP, like a lot of coaches say, like their first year, we must get the club up to Super League A. But patience, and if you're there, then rather stay there than come up and drop. So he's been really good with that, and I mean he's got a good squad going, and there's really a good gears at Union Mill. Yeah,
let's catch up with the training session during the week, folks. Union Mill also busy with lots of functional training there, Jerome. Speed training, agility training. I see the guys are using the cones and what do you call the things that you stick in the ground to step with?
Yeah, the poles, the agility poles. Yeah, JP, if you look at their field now, in last year, this time, there was nothing on this field, so they've done well. And I mean, they put a lot of effort into the field, and you can see that they really maintained that field well.
Yeah, it looks really good.
For this time of the field to look like that, and it must be I mean, for a player to go and train on the field like that, and rather to go train in the dust, it must be good for players to go and just have fun and do whatever.
But Ismail's always had a great system there. He's got a great team building system. He's got twinning projects going with the likes of SK Warmers. Their clubhouse setup is working really well. No Lean Westhuizen and her team are always doing things for the players. And I see they're going on a team building session off to Durban as well. So it's more than just the rugby. They've got the full circle connected.
Yeah, they've got and they do everything, as you say, with their management. They're very involved with the Noon, with the community there.
Yeah.
So they keep everybody happy off the field. And I mean, if you look at their pre-season, the stuff that they're doing, also, it's like guys are looking good. So guys are serious. So I think we're gonna have a great season this year in Cape Town.
Well, let's find out from the man himself. We caught up with Ishmael Dolly.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Guys had a good festive break. Some of them had too much to consume during the festive period, but be that as it may, it's valuable time with the family, and it's taking the mind away from the game. But it's good to be back. First session. Guys are excited, and Gees is here. Yeah, we always welcome, anyone's welcome at the club, new, old, anyone that wants to join in the area. We're an open club, and we're very welcoming with all religions, all cultures, so we're very diverse. And we're just a family club, which is what we stand for, and it's a new year with a new opportunity, and I think it brings with it new challenges, so we're looking forward to it, and yeah, can't wait. Yeah, last year is done and dusted. It's a new year this year, and it comes with new challenges, and we're just trying to build on what we've done over the past couple of years, and the main thing is for these guys to enjoy themselves, have fun, and not take away that fun factor that we try and install into the guys. And these guys are working men. They work from 8 to 5, and when they come here, they want to let off a little bit of steam. So that's what it's all about. We'll try as best as we can to be as ready. We've got a few friendlies lined up in March and late February. So well, hopefully we can put a few games together, get some more guys down to the club, and make sure that we come April when the season starts, we're very fit and ready to take on the league.
All right, I think, Jerome, one of the things that I do want to talk to you about is the fact that if, we keep talking about the players and what will they do and so on, but the fact is, from a sponsorship point of view, if you look at Ishmael and his squad there, he's got people on the field. Players are active. The club is active. It's very hard to land a sponsor if you're not active.
Yeah, exactly. And as I say, the club also, they always take the initiative. So that's what sponsors also want to see. That you just don't ask, but take the initiative in doing something. Then things will happen for your club. And that's where Ismail is very good at it.
You give me quite a hard time because I'm always saying that rugby's 12 months and you must stay busy all the time and clubs must stay open. But I still don't buy it. I know that you seem to think that the players play too much. Do you still think that, or do you think that you can do that type of sporting activity?
Yeah, look, JP, in rugby you have to, we're all human, so you have to give your body a break. I don't say you have to give your body a break for 6 months or 4 months, but you have to at least have a month away just to get all the small niggles back, because it is a contact sport. But there's other activities that you can do, so you don't necessarily have to close your club down. There's a lot of things that you can do.
Well, hopefully we'll keep everybody busy. The busier the club, the better the chance are for sponsorship and television and stories and Facebook and social media. Anyway, we managed to speak to Monty Dumont. Now, Monty has been playing. He played, where all has Monty played? He played for the Sharks. I think he played there. He played for
Sharks.
and
He played
at Hamilton's.
He's been
around. Well,
and
Jerome,
he's been overseas also, so he's been
yeah,
around.
that's right. Brilliant fly off.
Very good fly off.
You know that when you got him in your team, there's 20 points on the board just because he's there.
I watched him against UWC last year, and you know JP, he wasn't supposed to play because he struggled with the hammy. I spoke to him afterwards, but you could see he hardly ran. He just organized that backline, put the ball into space, and no one could touch him. But that's the experience of a great player. And he didn't kick at all in that game because he couldn't kick because of his hammy. But the way he organized that backline, it's just because of his experience and he know what's going on around him.
Well, that's absolutely brilliant. Let's catch up now with Monty Dumont. He is now coach and player at Union Mall.
Yes, eerstens is baie bly die gras is groen. Dis 'n positief vir ons. Baie nuwe gesigte hier by die klub, baie ou gesigte. Ek dink ons is meer dankbaar vir die nuwe gesigte want ons het geweet die ou gesigte sal terugkom, maar baie bly om terug te wees. Ja, kyk, was 'n great jaar geweest vir Union Mall laas jaar. Semifinals te gespeel was 'n groot jaar, maar dis verby. Dis 'n nuwe seisoen, nuwe jaar. So van hier af net beter vorentoe. Ja, miskien sover net coach, maar ons sal maar sien hoe die seisoen gaan uitdraai, maar mense is maar altyd maar lus om te speel, so ons sal maar sien. Ja, kyk, aan die begin van die seisoen is dit maar so by elke klub, nee, daar's baie nuwe gesigte. So die ouens voel maar die klub so uit en dan as die seisoen begin met hulle klub kies. So ons probeer dit nou maar so lekker as moontlik maak vir almal hier en familie vibe te skep vir die mense. Ja, kyk, laas jaar was 'n bietjie die mekaar speel net met die water. So hopelik hierdie jaar gaan ons op tyd begin en ek dink al die klubs sien uit na 'n lekker rugby seisoen met voor lê. Kyk, daar word ons altyd doelwitte gestel vir die seisoen begin. Laas jaar was top 8 aan die begin van die jaar, toe eindig ons 4de. Ek dink ons sal hierdie jaar eers ons wil weer 4de of top 4 eindig, so dit definitief ja, top 6 verseker.
Monty Dumont smiling and happy, and he hasn't quite committed there, Jerome, to playing. But like you say, he almost sneaks on the field every now and then and puts a few points on the board.
Yeah, but he also is not sure that he's not going to play. So the door is still open. You get guys in club like rugby like that. Like he's still good enough and he's still fit, and if he can play, he must play. He's like Regan Peterson at Belleville. He's an assistant coach, but he ended up playing more. So I could see the same will happen with Monty.
Yeah, a lot of respect for Regan. He's such a gentleman, and he's put in his time at Belleville for so many years.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Warren Isaac did a lot, but Regan, he just keep the guys together because he's on the field with them.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. Hopefully, we'll catch up with the guys at Belleville soon. But yes, Monty Dumont, player coach there at Union Mill now, and another player that has put in the hard yards is the hooker. Zander Case, he's playing at Milnerton. We caught up with him a while back, I think at Kraaifontein. First hooker that I saw that who takes the conversions. Yeah, so Zander Case, of course, playing at Union Mill. We caught up with him.
Also the best stepper in the league.
Best stepper, the hot stepper, Zander Case. Let's see what he has to say.
Ja, nee, lekker winderige koue aand, altyd 'n voorreg, baie bly om terug te wees, dis baie mense, so ja, massively happy. Natuurlik, ons gaan nie op previous performances gaan nie. Ons moet nou van voor af begin. Die liga is waalwyd oop. Almal weet Super A is massive, so ons gaan so hard as ons kan oefen en so hard as ons kan voorberei. Ja, ek meen met die kameraadskap hier by die klub kan ek nie anders om te sê dat die mense opdaag hier. Dis wonderlik om te sien dat die veld vol is en ek hoop dit raak nog net meer. Ja, nee, dis altyd great en ek dink wat die belangrikste is die mense hier aankom. Ons laat hulle gemaklik voel en dis 'n familieklub hierdie, so dit is die ding. Dit is hoekom ons laaste seisoen so goed gedoen het en ons probeer dit met hierdie seisoen weer te doen. Definitief. Ek dink ons het laaste seisoen al geprep met die postseason, hard gecrossfit. Die manne het hard ingesit in die afseisoen, so ek glo persoonlik ons gaan 'n goeie jaar hê, maar ons moet almal net insit en gaan dit alweer een wees, maar dit gaan lekker wees.
Always fantastic to speak to the players. Zander Case, looking rather serious, not playing games. Folks, MChem24, our farmers, of course, on board with Cape Rugby TV. They're on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. You just drive down the N1, you'll see MChem on your right-hand side. That's if you're coming out of Cape Town. If you're heading into Cape Town, MChem's, of course, on your left-hand side. Look out for that big round circle, MChem24, our pharmacy. As I said to you last year, free parking. They've got a coffee shop upstairs and a nail salon and everything that you need. And, of course, fantastic prices. Get around to MChem 24-hour pharmacy. We're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll catch up with the players. The Stormers, of course, are in action, and we'll take a look at some of your social media posts. We've got a host of different posters that have come in, mainly publicizing the fact that the players must come to pre-season training. We'll take a look at that and more in a second. Well, welcome back, everybody. Cape Rugby TV, and of course, in our 9th season now, 9 years of Cape Rugby TV. Remember, Dulux Maitland is on board with Cape Rugby TV. Number 30, Coburg Road, for all of your paint supplies. Anything you need paint-wise, get down to Dulux Maitland at number 30, Coburg Road. Best prices, best service, exactly what it is that you need. You save yourself a lot of money because they work out exactly how much paint it is that you need for your job. So when you go there, they can spec your premises for you, and they can tell you, work out the square meter space. Not that I'm a painter or construction specialist, but I've been there to buy paint, and they worked out exactly how much I needed. So I saved myself a whole lot of money. I didn't waste anything. Now the DHL Stormers are back in action in a few weeks' time, and of course, as we know, a lot of guys have been prepped in a number of different places, and it's of course happening at the High Performance Centre at Newlands, and of course, sorry, not at Newlands, in Belleville. We've been managing to get out there now for a few weeks, and on the show we will be continuing to follow the Stormers and Western Province Rugby on a regular basis. So the last 15 minutes of Cape Rugby TV is now dedicated to the professional players and making sure that Robbie Fleck and his boys are up to speed, so to speak. Let's take a quick look at the Stormers fixtures. Still, obviously, not a lot of friendlies before they get into the fixtures, but let's take a look at the season. Right, week 1 sees the Stormers up against the Bulls. We, of course, took this off the Western Province Rugby website. Week 2, then the Stormers and the Lions, and then they go on to take on the Sharks. Then it's the Jaguares, and then it's the Hurricanes, where they play away, and then they play the Blues away. So the first game they're playing away, then they play at Newlands, then they play away, then they play back at Newlands, then they play away. So the first 4 weeks is a bit of home away before they go overseas. Don't you think that's a little bit disruptive for the team, or do you think it's maybe the settle at home, have a quick home away game to get a feel for it before they go overseas?
Look, it's always better to, before you go overseas, because it's tough to travel and it's tough to be, especially in New Zealand. So it's always better to have a few games at home, so then you can prepare and you can work on things that didn't go well in the previous games. But each and every game in Super Rugby, it's tough. And look at the first game against the Bulls. If you just look at the semi-final, the Bulls in Province in the Currie Cup.
Yeah.
So it's mostly the same sort of players. So that will be a tough one. The first one will be a real tough one, and then the next game is the final, the Sharks in Province, the Sharks and Stormers.
Yeah.
So that's your 2 tough games that you start off, because it's your semi-final and it's a final. So it's all over again.
Yeah.
Almost on the same formation. The Super Rugby started that.
What do you think will make the difference this year? I mean, the guys amongst the Super Rugby teams, they all know each other so well. What is it that takes you over the edge and makes the difference?
JP, I just think that this year, I believe it's going to be a big year for Stormers Rugby, because that's the flagship team, and that's the team that everybody look up to. That's the fans, and I think Robbie Fleck and his coaching staff know that they owe the supporters a big year. And if you look at if you just look at the Springbok side, I mean, that whole pack is the sort of the Stormers.
Do you think
Stormers, 7 guys in the pack.
Do you think the fact that it's a World Cup year is going to be disruptive?
Look, the first games they're lucky they have sort of all their games, the first 4 games, I think. And then from that, I know Rassi's been there and he's been talking to all the super franchise coaches regarding managing players. So But I think the first 4 games everybody's available to play, and then thereafter hopefully there's no injuries. Certain guys will be pulled in certain games, but the coaches will say also will have a say in when they want to pull players.
Well, we did manage to catch up with the DHL Stormers at the High Performance Centre at Newlands. Let's see. I keep saying that at Belleville. Let's see what the boys are up to. Right, so the DHL Stormers getting ready for the Super Rugby season. Jerome, a lot of strength exercises there, a lot of heavyweight stuff. I mean, we're seeing a lot of big heavyweight bench pressing, a lot of heavy squatting. But I must say the guys are looking in good shape. They're looking really strong.
Yeah, I know Flecky told the guys when they left the last session at Belleville, they're not going to start all over. They all have programs, so they all do their programs. And when they come, they're going to hit it hard.
I think they were only off for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. So when they come back, they're going to hit it hard. And so you can see, like the guys, they're looking good. And it's now the time where they will push heavy weights.
But like you were saying during the break there, that they should really have a good season. I mean, you're talking about almost the entire front row, at least almost most of the pack is Springbok players.
Yeah, I mean they have 7 guys who are playing now the last few games for the Springboks. So I mean they used to that pressure, and they used to so there shouldn't be any excuse, like I say, except these guys who are injured. But these guys are quality guys, and they were also quality youngsters. I mean you see Zandro Augustus there. So there's a quality pack of forwards. So they can actually have 2 quality packs of forwards because the rest of the guys were playing in the Currie Cup, and the rest of the forwards were all at the Springboks. So you won't. No forward coach can be in a better position than that, and that's where everything starts.
Well, hopefully it all comes together for us this year. We should be. Well, you can't expect all the time to win. There's another 15 teams that are going to lose. So one must also understand, as long as we do better. That's what we want to see. We want to see good rugby, good running rugby, and we want to just keep doing better. But we managed to catch up with Sikombutsi Nochi, of course, plays 8th man for the Springboks and 8th man for the DHL Stormers.
Yeah, it's exciting times, obviously. We've been away now for a couple of weeks where we just had a bit of break. Good break mentally and physically away from the game. Not talking rugby this December, obviously, just enjoying yourself and enjoying the rest. Yeah, obviously changing a bit of things, starting a bit early and obviously finishing early as well. It gives the boys a bit of recovery time as well, get to do the things that they want to do, at least times now obviously they can service cars and and go to the bank and sort out like those kind of things, but most importantly recovery. That's the main thing that came out of the meetings, that we need to recover well so that we can function the next day, and that's what you're probably going to need in this competition. Don't know about new faces, but it's boys that's been in the system, obviously in the younger systems, but it's just good to have them back and coming through the ranks as well. I was one of them, a couple of years ago, so it's good to be back and to obviously backing them and trusting them and just welcoming them in sort of like the senior ranks in this competition. Yeah, obviously I grew up in Cape Town. My obviously club that I grew up in, where family also grew up, was La Cunha down in Nyanga. So that's where the club I grew up in, and obviously learned my sort of rugby lessons there and my trademark there. I guess at this stage of the year, everyone obviously fancies their chances that they're ready for the season, and us, there's no different with us as well. We fancy our chances and we fancy our chances that we're ready for the season, but obviously there's still a bit of work to be done before then.
Nochi, as we know him, Sikombuse Nochi, played a great season there for the Springboks, and nice to have him at the DHL Stormers. And we also managed to catch up with Wilco Low. I think, what does Wilco weigh now, Jerome? 135 kilos?
He's about 140, 135.
That's a lot of weight.
That is a lot of weight.
Anyway, let's catch up with Wilco.
Ja, die vakansie was regtig baie lekker geweest. Ek dink dit is ook 'n welverdiende breek vir die manne geweest na 'n lang seisoen. En ja, dit is baie lekker om terug te wees. Hier's 'n ongelooflike vibe onder die ouens en ja, die oefening is lekker. Hierdie jaar is dit baie anders. Hulle maak die oefeninge baie lekker. Dit is baie meer rugby related as net 'n klomp onnodige fikse. So ja, dit is baie lekker. Ja, ag, soos ek sê, dit was 'n baie lang seisoen geweest. Junie regdeur gespeel en einde van die jaar toe, so ja, dit was 'n welverdiende breek geweest. Dit was baie lekker geweest en dis lekker om bietjie af te en die kop skoon te kry en weer lus te wees vir 'n nuwe seisoen. Hierdie gaan weer 'n lang jaar wees, maar 'n baie opwindende en 'n lekker jaar. Ja, ag, is lekker. Corneille, Fourie van die Leeu's is hierso en Lee Marvin is van die jong manne wat deurgekom het en ons nog 'n heel paar jong manne. En ja, ek dink dis opgewonde tyd om 'n bietjie van die jong manne te sien deurkom en ja, dis lekker om 'n paar nuwe manne te ontmoet en saam met hulle te jol, ja. Ja, ag, dit raak ook nou lekker warm. So ons begin lekker vroeg en ons gaan lekker vroeg huis toe, dan is die dae nie so lank en ek dink ons is meer produktief. Ek dink ons kan meer gedoen in 'n korter tyd want die ouens fokus ook maar net vir so lank en ja, ons moet maar kwaliteit en nie kwantiteit nie, solank dit goed is. Ja, ons sien baie uit. Ek is baie opgewonde en ja, meeste van die ander manne ook. Almal van die ander manne is net so opgewonde vir 'n wonderlike jaar wat voorlê.
DHL Stormers front row, Wilco Low catching up. Just a reminder, folks, every week we will be catching up with the Stormers, and when we finish the Stormers season, we will be moving on to, of course, the Currie Cup. There's the Super Sport Challenge, so lots of rugby, not to mention the fact that it's the World Cup this year, and we'll take a look at what's happening in the World Cup. So the Springboks are, of course, very excited, getting ready for the World Cup. And we'll have to see how that squad turns out. It's going to be quite interesting. And then just a reminder, the Super Brew, Cape Rugby TV Super Brew pool, we'll be launching that soon as well. Always a lot of fun looking at our top 10. And hopefully we'll get a couple of prizes, a couple of team, at least prizes for the folks that are on the Super Brew pool. And we'll announce that in the next couple of days. Jerome, it's been a rather rustige first show. It's been great having you back.
Yeah, JP, we also need to start slowly.
Yep.
And finish on a high. So we can't. We're also busy with our pre-season now.
We're busy with our pre-season, yeah. No, it's been great having you, and I'm hoping that this year we can get a camera out to you when you're at the High Performance Centre, when you're busy with your players. Show us some of your drills and techniques, that people can see how to scrum and how to exercise, and maybe even with refight as well.
Yeah, we must do that more, JP, because it will be good to give it to the coaches and show the coaches what they can do, instead of waiting for the games to happen and play it. So I think when we start with the pre-season, it would be good if we can combine that, yeah.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to having another year, a good year with you. So, always grateful to have you here.
Thanks, good to be here. Always good to be, what's 9 years now?
9 years.
Hopefully I'll make the 10th year. So
me too, yes, hopefully you, I'm sure. Right folks, that's a wrap from us here at Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you again. Remember, use that hashtag, #WP Club Rugby, to tell us where your games are, where your friendlies are, where your pre-season are. We can share it, we can let everybody know. All right, we'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.